Hello my friends, I wanted to do another video for you of a tree ring. We've been doing quite a few of them, but I came up with another one finally for my last one. I might do more because as I was thinking of this one, I was thinking of doing a few different things, so you never know, I might have more. But let's start. I'm glad you're here. Go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to do that so you don't miss any of the new videos. Thank you. And coming up Valentine's Day to everybody. So here's the card we're going to do. I kept thinking of what to do, and then I was thinking of doing more graphs up here, but then I talked with a few people, and the best we came up with is just do it at the bottom. Okay, so let's go back out. Oh, wrong way. Like that. So you can see the paper and the set that I have. I think I already showed it in a different video. It comes with quite a few different colors, which are quite interesting. It's more like a cowboy set. So this is the ground cover that I have. It's double-sided paper by Kaisercraft. This is the ground one that I chose. You can see the piece missing. The background is like a farm animals, but I figured most of the pictures that I looked up of actual logs, they're always on the ground, right? So I decided to go with the natural theme. So that's why I picked this paper right here. Cut it out to the size, the usual one. It is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, because my cards, most of the time I work with 5x7s. So that's why I usually do that. So let's put this on so it doesn't move, and we'll start gluing everything else on. And remember, you can always add any kind of words anywhere on the card later on. Let's say you want to do happy birthday, you want to do happy fall, because you could even do that. Probably not very much of a Christmassy card, but so we're doing the same thing, putting tape on all the sides, making sure I put it on well on there, that it holds really well, it doesn't fall apart. If you by any chance rip off a little bit longer of a piece than what you need, you can always go back. Like mine is just a hair too long here. Just go back and fold it in. This way there's nothing sticking out then. Like that, see? Just you take it and fold it in. Let's take the rest of them off. And then don't forget to do something in the middle. Otherwise it makes that bubble in the middle because it's not stuck to it. So when you fold it, if the air gets in any way, that's what it starts doing. So we line it up on 3 sides, making sure it's all equal, and then it makes it perfect at the top, just like that. Okay, so let's glue it all on. Let's place this on here first. That way we know. Okay. Make sure that this doesn't come off the edge unless you really want to, but at least so it's close to, but not too far. Then we'll glue it on just with regular glue. I have to refill this bottle soon. Okay. I don't glue it on every single hair because it gives it that freedom of movement. But don't put too much because they're really thin, and so all of it is gonna ooze out. So try not to put much on here. but make sure you have it quite in a few places so you can get stuck onto it quite well, especially the tops, so that they hold some in the middle, and definitely the edges. Anywhere you have kind of bigger spots is the best place to put it on. Okay, I think I got it in most places. Let's glue this on now. So I'm gonna go to the edge on this one and just glue it on just like that. You could keep these parts up just like that if you want to. See, that's what I mean. If it happens, what I do, I just lift it off with my finger. That way there's as little of it left as possible to dry out and leave this see-through mark on there. Okay, so we have two options. We can either put it like this, so it's covering, or we can do it the other way. So it's up to us. I'm going to use sticky tape on it. I was deciding if I want to do .3D, but the log is not really sticking out. It's more in the background, so I decided not to do pop-up dots. And then in the middle, I'll do the different kind to just make sure it holds well on there. I don't want it coming off. It's kind of at the center of the card, and I don't want to have problems with it. The tree ring, obviously you already seen how I make them. If not, go back. I have more than one video of the process of it, so it's totally on there. You can go back and see. This one, I have this little piece sticking out that I'm going to go underneath. That's why I didn't squish it too hard yet, so I can add this in here like that. I wanted to go back in there and glue that piece right on there. Okay, there we go. This way it gives dimension to it. We have these little pieces here of grass that I was going to use. Let's put these on. And we'll go right there to the edge. This one will go right there. Like that. Extra glue, lift it up as much as you can. And then this one will go in the corner right here. Like that. Fits just right in there. Those are the pieces I decided to keep on there. So I die cut this. So here's what it looks like so far. Right there. Beautiful, isn't it? Like it's just laying on the ground. Now, I die cut this with the green paper. I have this die right here. So I cut it out of green paper completely. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on something because I don't want my mat getting all brown. And I'm going to color the cone in brown. Just go right over it. Just like that. Because I don't really want it green. I want it brown. You could die cut out of brown and put the brown pieces in the middle. I didn't want to fuss with all those little pieces. I figured it was a lot faster to just color it for me. But if you want to, that's an option with this die of just cutting out of brown. That way you'll have an extra pine cone in case you want to use it, and you can reuse what you're supposed to be throwing it away. some. Those are the different things. Or you can add the second cone to it, next to it. It's a possibility. So actually, I think I'll be faster doing it this way instead of doing it the way I was doing it. Just doing it sideways is way faster. Look at that. Goes way faster than trying to color all the little dots in there. And I think it gets the sides better. Yeah, my fingers are going to be dirty. But, okay, so let me show you the cone now. Get this back in the box. Look at that. Look at the cone. Isn't it beautiful? All we did is color. It was all green, just like that. We colored it, and now it's brown. So, it depends how we want to do it. We can lay it like that. We can do it this way so you can see the cone better. Or just have it lay right here. Or let's color the other side. That way we can do the other side if we decide to do it in the opposite direction. Same thing, just lay it on here and color it. This way, if I decide to flip it over, I can do it. That's what I like, cutting on both sided paper. If I want to, I can flip things over and do it on the opposite side. I know the edge is going to be a little bit raised in the opposite direction, but with the cone, actually, now that I look at it, it might even be better. Because the cones, they stick out in this way, not lay flat. So, okay. So here, see, I got it on one side and the other side. And now I can play with it and see what I want to do. Let's zoom in a little bit more so you can see it a little better of what I'm talking about. I can, because brown on brown, you can't see too well. See how it blends in? I mean, you could do it, but it's not the best thing that I'd like to do. So now we have options. We can lay it this way. That way the brown stands out more on the background because it's more of a different color brown than the marker I used. Or we can do it this way, like that, which I am kind of thinking about. Or we can do it like that, covering some of the tree trunk. So there's options. I'm having a hard time deciding what I'm going to stick to glue it on. So, let's see. Originally I had it just green and it was laying like that. But now that I look at it, there's, first of all, it's covering too much of the tree ring that I don't want. Maybe I'll do it this way. Think that way. What do you think? Let me put it up here so you can look at it. Like that? Or maybe like this? Ooh. What would you go with? What do you like best? Like that? Maybe I'll do it that way. I kind of like it that way. Huh. It's like a branch hasn't been cut off of the tree yet. It's still stuck on there, or it has fallen off of the tree and it's laying right next to it. Yeah, I think I'll do it this way. I'm liking it. This way, if I want to do any kind of words, I can add them right to the top. Let's play with my blue words, happy birthday. So you'd have to make them in brown or that same color green or the bottom green. But that's the option. You can do happy birthday just like that on the top. I think I'll leave it this way. That way if I want to put anything on there, I can have that option. I mean, you can always go and do the words on top of the tree trunk, like this. Like that. So that's another option for the way you can put the words on. So I think I'm going to stick with it being on the side there. Let's glue this on. There's so many little details that I think I'm not going to glue them all. I'm just going to do the main branches. You could die cut this with something like sequin tape on the back of the paper, which would make it a lot easier to stick it onto the paper later on, because it's such an intricate die. Oh, and make sure you're using precision cutting plate when you cut something this detailed. There's definitely a lot going on. I'm doing the cone in the places where they meet, just sticking little dots here and there. Maybe do the edges a little bit so it glues on well. Just make sure there's just barely any glue on the edges, because they're so thin they're gonna start leaking out. Okay, I forgot to do this one right here. That's a little bit more. Okay, so let's put this right on here, just like that. That's why you can see the cone, and don't move it too much because the glue will be everywhere. And at the same time, only doing the stems, what happens is these parts stick out, so you can lift them up if you want to. Like that. I forgot I zoomed in. So you can lift these up if you want and make it more of a live scene instead of just plain glued on. Or you can glue everything on. So it's totally up to you. So here's my finished card. I'll add the words by request if you want to purchase this card. Go to Lily, LILYOFTHEVALL77.etsy.com, and you can purchase all of my cards. A lot of these handmade cards are on there. If you don't see one in there anymore, because most of the time I don't relist them again if nobody purchased it. So sometimes I might. It depends if I really like the card and I think people haven't gotten a chance to see it yet. I might do some more advertisement on it. So, but a lot of times I might have it in my stash, but it's not in my shop anymore. So just contact me, see if I can either make you another one, or maybe I still have it. So feel free to contact me if you see a card you like, but it's not in my shop anymore. It might have been sold, it might have been, I might have given it to somebody, so I might be able to make another one. Most of these that I have dies for, I can do, unless I don't have the paper anymore. Like this paper, if they don't make it anymore, I can't use the same paper, but that's what I have for you today. I hope you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and go back and check this tree ring, how it's made. And I do have different options of different cards with the tree ring, so go check them all out, see what you like best. And on Google search I found that I can't always find, even my cards are not always on there, even though I post them in different places online, and I only might come across one, maybe two cards that are even with tree rings, even though I have like 5 different videos about it. So it's kind of interesting. So keep looking, you'll find them, and I hope you like